The Highlord's Return is a tank version of the Mage Tower challenge. Every tank has the same challenge, with minor changes to mechanics between certain classes. The fight is split into two phases, where you first fight Varys, which will test your ad management, DPS, survivability and awareness. I would recommend Bear Tartar food buff, as well as DPS trinkets and a strength flask. Surviving the encounter can be a challenge, but the real challenge lies in the DPS requirement. You would also want any DPS increased legendaries you can possibly get. Pre-pot, pop Dancing Rune Weapon and dump as much damage as you possibly can onto Varys. He has an aura around him, which decreases your health by a percentage, stacking with each second. Keeping track of this debuff is important, as you do not want to find yourself in a position where you get one shot. He will also spawn ice, which, as a Death Knight, can only be damaged by magic attacks. 4 portals will open, each containing one ad. You can damage one of these ads to gain aggro from all. If you don't, they run into Velen, start casting Netherstorm, and Velen's gonna die. You are probably gonna die too if you stand in the Netherstorm. Keep track of the debuff you have from standing in Varys' circle. Whenever it's down, it's your cue to jump on top of him and do as much damage as you can. Infernals are also gonna spawn. These are really annoying and can knock you off the platform. To counter this, I recommend strafing as much as possible around the Infernals. Again, keep track of the debuff from around Varys. Whenever it's down, jump on him. Varys also has an ability that needs interrupting. Drain life will quickly heal him to fall if not stopped. The orbs around the platform will stun any demon hit, as well as healing you, Corvus and Velen to fall. I recommend saving as many of these as possible for the second phase, as Death Knight do not struggle with healing themselves. Although I picked up one just for the lols, you should try to save as many as you can. Drain life can also be interrupted through Mind Freeze. If you stun him or use the orbs, he's gonna cast it again shortly after. It's important to note that Infernals have a large health pool, and killing them each individually will take too long. However, they slowly decay over time, but will reform shortly after. Keeping track of everything happening at once can be really hard. It can take many attempts getting through the first phase, especially when everything is happening at the same time. Take your time, if you will, to learn the mechanics properly before proceeding to the second phase. Learning the first phase first is important. The movement speed from Bear Tartar and Goblin Gliders are gonna help you a lot. I recommend Goblin Gliders for this moment alone. Being able to recover on top of its platform from a knockback which would have knocked you out is invaluable. Whenever Varys dies, Kruul enters the fight. He has a new set of abilities. The ice will despawn, however, the Nether Horrors and the Infernals will remain. Kruul is gonna cast Annihilate, a damaging ability that puts a debuff on you, increasing the damage or further annihilates. This is why you want a Strength Flask as well as DPS trinkets, because in the end, this is a DPS race. Kruul will also cast Twisted Reflection, which has to be interrupted. It puts a debuff on you, which heals whatever is attacking you. If you get this on you, it's a wipe. Kruul will also leap on top of you, creating an AoE that deals a lot of damage and slowing you. Freight Walk should be used for this. Keep in mind that Corvus will always attempt to stay behind Kruul. The AoE of Flame might damage Corvus, so keep track of her health and use an orb if necessary. You can use stuns and orbs to interrupt annihilates. This is why you want to save as many as you can from the first phase. It's important to keep track of Corvus, Velen, Nether Horrors, Infernals, Annihilates, Twisted Reflection in the second phase. Don't mind the wolves pushing you around. They do little damage, if any, and you can just run through them. Have anti-magic shield ready though, in case you're pulled over the green flame. He's gonna cast Twisted Reflection, followed by preferably the last Annihilate. This is when you have to burst him down, as you cannot possibly take another Annihilate. Drums should be used in the second phase, along with Second Pot and Dancing Rune Weapon. If you get through all of this, the rest should be a cakewalk. It's just everything happening at the same time that's gonna be challenging. Whenever Kruul dies, the ads are gonna despawn, and the fight is over. For talents, I recommend Blood Drinker, Spectral Deflection, Red Thirst, Foul Bulwark, and Bone Storm. The rest is up for you to change as you like. The fight will take many attempts, and I recommend practicing the first phase. How well you get through the first phase can impact your second phase. This video should cover all the mechanics. If anything is left out, feel free to ask for in the comments.